Not really big into committing to things. I usually stop binging the show halfway through the first episode. I mean,
Hello, everyone. What's going on? Welcome to game one of the second round here in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And today we have the Toronto Maple Leafs facing off against the Florida Panthers. Now, this is a very familiar matchup. We've seen this happen once before in the past, 2 years ago in 2023 when these two teams faced off in, ironically enough, the second round. Toronto had home ice advantage as the third seeded team in the Atlantic Division. Florida was on their remarkable run as a wild card team all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. Since then, a lot has changed. Florida's won a cup. Toronto has struggled to get out of the first round once again. Florida now has Brad Marchand. Toronto now has Craig Berube. A lot of different things have changed here in this series and with these two teams that makes this all the more interesting moving forward. So, yeah, I'm pretty devastated right now about the NHL draft lottery. So, you guys might be hearing about that throughout this. Mike Ross. All right, we're going to do the national anthem here real quick. But thank you all for tuning in. All right, they just did the American anthem. Now they're going to do the Canadian anthem. All right. All right, what's up, everyone? How we doing? Pulled up the stream here. Sharks number 2, yes, sir. Let's go. What's up, Andrew? Let's go, boys in blue. Love to hear that. So we get locked in here for this one. Hey, G-Rock. Thank you for making me feel so much better about myself. Thank you so much for the $5 dono. I really appreciate that. Oh, at least I got something good out of tonight with the Flyers fumbling the bag. All right, here we go. Game number 1 of the second round. Starting goaltender preview here, starting off with Sergei Bobrovsky. He had a 4-1 record in round 1, a 2.21 and a .901 alongside this Florida Panthers team. On the other side, you have Nordcast legend and former Vezina Trophy pick Anthony Stolarz in net for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 4-2 in these playoffs. A 2.21 and a .901. He was a Stanley Cup champion with the team he's facing right here now. Don't remind me, Cricket. All right, round 2. You're a quarter of the way there. You need 12 more wins, and we are underway here from Scotiabank Arena. Face-off won by the Leafs. Played down low. Seth Jones with it. Banks it off the boards now out to center ice. Here's Barkov. Feeds a pass up for Verhaeghe. Quickly intercepted there with the blue and picked up then by the Leafs. Here's Jake McCabe on the right side. McCabe moves it through the neutral zone. Will dump it down low. Max Pacioretty going back now behind the net to pick it up. Throws it along up to the point. On the right side, Nylander. Nylander with some room. Fires and scores! William Nylander! That didn't take too long, and it's 1-0 Toronto early. On the first shot of the game, less than 30 seconds in, Toronto has a 1-0 lead. Unbelievable start there from Nylander. Puck is down low in the corner. Pacioretty throws it up to Nylander, who enters the zone. He moves in down the right side, fires it through Bobrovsky's pads, and he roofs that one there through his 5-hole. It's 1-0 Toronto here now from Scotiabank Arena. Well, William Nylander with the 1-0 lead there early. That is his 3rd goal of the playoffs. And banked down low into the Florida Panthers zone. Florida finds themselves down 1-0 here already. On the right side, Toronto pressuring again. Another shot deflected off Bob and goes up into the safety netting and out of play. And an early goal there from William Nylander gets the Toronto Maple Leafs on the board early. They're showing off Craig Berube here now, who said in his pregame that the Maple Leafs needed to set the tone. That was the number one thing that needed to happen. And Toronto with the early pressure already. Down low, they throw it in front, stolen back then quickly by Brad Marchand. Feeds a pass up through the zone, 3-on-2 now for the Panthers. Along the right side, waiting with it now is McCabe. McCabe banks a pass up to Lawton. Lawton on the right side gets tied up quickly and stolen back then by Dmitry Kulikov, who will bank it down through the neutral zone. Regrouping with it now is Toronto in their own zone. Toronto with the early shots here so far. And they have the 1-0 lead here already in this first period. Riley to Holmberg on the right side. Pontus Holmberg gets knocked down by Nate Schmidt. Banking it now off the boards to Bokus on the right side. They'll try and move it into the zone. Back down low then for Riley. Sends a pass up and into the neutral zone. And just wide of Bobrovsky. And an icing there against the Maple Leafs. Showing off Paul Maurice, went to the Stanley Cup Finals last year as this Panthers head coach. Face-off coming now here inside the Toronto zone along the right side. Banked off the boards now down low, and that puck goes up and out of play. Whew. Thank you all for tuning in. Hot start here already. What's up, Reading Royals #1 fan? Bandwagon Bear. No, I'm kidding. Face off now, won by the Panthers on the right side. Reinhart moves it down low, feeds it in front end. Quickly stolen back by Tanev, who sends a pass up, and it's a 2-on-2 the other way. Into the zone, McCabe will clear it down the right side. Down low now behind the net, up then for Verhaeghe. Here's Carter Verhaeghe, sends a pass up then for Sam Reinhart. Reinhart feeds it all the way into the Toronto zone down low. Tanev now throws it behind that to McCabe. Jake McCabe on the right side now to Nyes. Trying to send it up through and into the Panthers zone, but it's kept in by Florida. Along the right side, Barkov trying to send it down low. Jones gives up Verhaeghe. Cleared back down low into the corner. I'm kidding, dude. It's a joke. Matthews feeds a pass back over to McCabe, who banks it around behind the net. Over to Tanev. Chris Tanev back to McCabe. They exchange D-to-D passes up to Nylander, who moves it through the neutral zone. Tavares clears it in. Back now on the right side. Mikkola battling forward here now. Maple Leafs are 3-0 in this postseason when they score first. Here's Bennett now the other way to Tkachuk. Tkachuk tries feeding a pass over. Will get it through the zone back to Mikkola. Nico Mikkola on the right side. Backhands it down low. Behind the net now, Ekman Larsson will wait for it here. Shots are 1-0 in favor of Toronto. No shots since that first shot that went into the net. Both teams are spearing a 0-0 save percentage right now. Back around the right side, here come the Panthers. Through the neutral zone, back down low. Feeds it back. Marchand shoots it, blocked in front swiftly, and stolen back then by Scott Lawton. Here come the Leafs the other way. Through the zone, Morgan Riley banks it in down low. Back now behind the net, Bobrovsky trying to get to it. Battling now with Lorentz. Stolen back quickly then by Losterainen and dumped into the Toronto zone, and icing there swiftly against Florida. So William Nylander with the early goal there. It's 1-0 in favor of Toronto here just about 5 minutes into this first period. Toronto's winning tonight. We'll see. Who do I got winning the Kelly Cup? I don't even know the bracket anymore. Face-off now, won by the Leafs. I'll look in a second. Pass up to the right side. Deflected just above the net from Max Domi. And Florida trying to clear it out of the zone. About 4 minutes through this first period. That's the fastest goal in a Game 1 in franchise history for William Nylander. He holds that record. Puck goes wide of Stolarz. Once again, it's an icing against Florida. Leafs are pressuring here early in this first period already. Face-off coming here now. It's won again by the Leafs. Played back down low. Marner up to McCabe at the point. He shoots it wide. And back down low. OEL to Matthews. Battling now down low with Lundell. Along the right side, Marner trying to play it up through the zone. Kick back up then by Losterainen. E2 Lostrin and feeds a pass through the zone. Marchand trying to bank it through. Benoit feeds it to Marner. Here's Marner over to Nyes. Nyes with some room. Shoots it and blocked in front there by Bolinskis. Played back down low behind the net. Matthews trying to throw it around. Down low, Marner picks it up. Sends it in front. Florida intercepts. And Jones will bank it off the boards now down the other way. Not good enough for an icing. So Toronto will pick it up. Down low, Tavares with plenty of room. Gets tied up. Feeds it to McCabe through the neutral zone. And banked up then Nylander, who will clear it in. Along the right side, Bobrovsky will bank it off the boards. Puck slides out in front. Here's Marchand, 2-on-2 with Reinhart. Drops it back. Reinhart, a shot saved by Stolars. And his helmet pops off. For the Calder Cup, I'm going to roll with... who should I go with to win the Calder Cup? Give me Tahoe. I'm going to go with Tahoe. Just why not? Solar Bears is an obvious, not a boring pick, but I like to live on the edge. So we'll go with Tahoe. Shots are 2-1 here in favor of the Maple Leafs through the first 6 minutes of this first period. Face-off now won by the Leafs. Played back down the other way. Morgan Rielly with the puck. Rielly banks it off the boards now. Down low into the corner. Mikkola with it. Along behind the net. Back to the right side. Bennett clears it out to the neutral zone. Waiting with it now is Carlo. Around them, Morgan Rielly will bank it off the boards. And it's tied up there in the defensive zone and cleared back out to center ice. And regrouping now is Kulikov. Drops it back for Seth Jones. Jones around now to the right side. Will wait in the defensive zone. Sends a pass up to the neutral zone. Back then through to Greer. Down low, Boquist. That fourth line's out there for Florida. That's been effective through a lot of these playoffs. Here's Lorentz. Sends a pass up then for Yarncrook. Yarncrook will clear it down low into the Florida zone. Behind the net, Bobrovsky. Tries clearing it around down low. Kept in by the Leafs on the right side. Lawton trying to throw it up to the point. Tied up then down low with Bennett. And they're still battling for it. Finally, it comes up to the point. Benoit. Benoit waits. Fires it! And a glove save by Bob. 13:40 left here in the first period. The only game tonight of these playoffs. We got 2 tomorrow and obviously a couple more throughout the week. William Nylander with the early goal. It's 1-0 Toronto.
For savings and service, get more with Geico. Welcome to Visible, the ultimate wireless track. It's one line, powered with unlimited data on Verizon 5G network for just $25 a month. Stream, scroll, browse, and connect with great coverage plus unlimited hotspots and everything. Talk to your network at a budget-friendly cost. But you already knew all that, didn't you? Visible, live in the know.
Gretzky. Who's Wayne Gretzky?
He was accepted into the Hall of Fame.
That's nice. But with Discover, I get accepted basically anywhere.
Sweet game so far. Who am I cheering for? I wouldn't mind seeing Toronto get a win. Why not?
Meanwhile, the Leafs got some inside intel from the 3 former Panthers in their locker room. A common theme on how to handle Matthew Tkachuk and the other self-proclaimed rats was, if they try to engage with you guys, do not take the bait.
Yeah, that was one of the big conversation points.
Face off here, won by Florida. Cleared it out through the zone. Stolen back and Back down low into Bobrovsky's glove with 13:33 left. Any thoughts on the lottery, Rob draft? I don't want to talk about it. I'm so devastated. Flyers, I'm a Flyers fan, and we go from one number away from being first overall to sixth. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. I'm so sad. Here's Marchand in the defensive zone. I'm trying to commentate this game, not to think about it. Banks it off the right side, clears it down low to the neutral zone. And a face-off there, and a whistle for offsides. Happy the Islanders got it, though. Good on them. Good on Mike Bartner. Good guy. Penalty coming up here against Toronto? Did I see that correctly? What happened? Hang on a moment. There's a penalty, and I didn't even know where it was. Oh, okay. What? What? Well, that was weird. That was very strange. What? I'm on Toronto's side. That was really weird. So a little bit of an interesting call there. Definitely kind of a soft cross-check or a interference, whatever that might be. But Florida gets a power play here, and they will get a chance to tie this game up on the power play. Panthers' power play has been very good. But here's the thing. Toronto's PK has also been very good. Along the right side, puck is cleared. Here come the Leafs shorthanded. Marner with it. And quickly stolen back then by Toronto, by Florida, who will regroup it now the other way. Panthers power play, 25%. Maple Leafs kill, 80%. So definitely two very solid teams on the special teams here. Puck is cleared out of the zone by Toronto, and they'll have to go fetch it down all the way the other way into the Panthers zone. Jones drops it back to Barkov. Through the neutral zone down the right side. Picked up then by Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk holds it now and regroups. Drops it back for Sam Reinhart. Reinhart to Barkov. Barkov clears it into the zone. Racing for now Tkachuk on the right side. Down low. Stolen back then. Yarncrook and Benoit will clear it once again. Already a really good kill here for Toronto as they regroup now in their own zone. Through the neutral zone, Rodriguez tucked off then by McCabe. Picked up down low behind it now by Tanev. To the right side, banked off the boards. Lawton as it clears it all the way down the other way. A great kill here by Toronto. They are not giving Florida much of anything. Here's Nate Schmidt. Sends a pass to the neutral zone. Bennett moves it in. Shoots it. Saved by Stolars. An easy save at that, and he'll cover that one up.
Toronto does a really good job of sagging a defenseman deep. Look at Tanev. He's deep in to accept the dump in on the play, so that allows Bennett to jump in. If they can exit with some speed and control, you can get into the zone.
So another chance there from Florida. Still on the power play. 29 seconds to go on that. And face-off coming here again inside the Toronto zone. It'll be one down low. Benoit picks it up. Cleared all the way down and into the Florida zone. Bobrovsky will get it now behind the net. Picked up then swiftly by Nate Schmidt. 15 seconds left on the Florida power play. Marchand through the zone to Bennett. Tries passing it over. Banked off the boards. Bennett now behind the net. And picked up at the point then by Lundell. Lundell to the right side. Marchand. Marchand feeds it over to Schmidt. A shot. And blocked in front there swiftly and cleared by the Leafs. And that will do it for the kill. And spectacular penalty kill by Toronto there. Giving only Florida one shot. They are the better team here so far. Through the zone now, it's Boquist. Breaks it in with some room. Saved by Stolars. He just walked through all the D right there. Along the right side now, down low. It's picked up by Sturm. Sturm sends it down low to Boquist. Tied up then by OEL. Back now down low, Morgan Riley. Riley banks it off the boards. Quickly cleared back and into the Toronto end. Ekman Larson on the right side with some room. Stolen back, Losterainen. Trying to bank it up to the point. Stolen back quickly by Tavares, and Florida will bank it off the boards. Here's Reinhart. Sam Reinhart into the zone. Drops it back for Barkov. Barkov feeds it in front, and that one is picked up by the Leafs and cleared out. Now the Panthers are starting to get some pressure here. They seem to have Toronto nailed in their own zone. Jones sends it up to the neutral zone. Taking it in the other way is Kulikov, who will feed it around now down low. Picked up by McCabe. Battling now down low alongside Reinhart. Matthews is hit there with a stick and stolen back then by the Leafs. 3-on-2 the other way. Nyes backhands it down low. Racing for it. McCabe on the right side is reversed hit by Kulikov. What a play there by Jake McCabe. Along the right side, Kulikov trying to play it. Stolen back then by Matthews. Picked back up then by Florida, who will bank it off the boards and through the neutral zone. Reinhart dumps it in. Racing for it is Verhaeghe. And it ends up being an icing anyways against Florida. Shots are 3 apiece. A huge reverse hit there from Jake McCabe on Dmitry Kulikov.
McCabe formed a really good pairing with Chris Tanev. We saw Tanev on the penalty kill. There's McCabe lowering the boom on Kulikov as that puck is for debate. McCabe wins the positioning and Kulikov ends up on his backside. 9:49 to go in the first. In Toronto, the Leafs have a 1-0 lead on the Panthers.
Showing off Florida here, who won the Stanley Cup last year. Toronto looking to say, no, you are not getting it this year. 1-0 Toronto here at commercial break.
You know the impact a body check can have. It can change the momentum of the whole game. Oh my goodness gracious. It can help you stay in control. It can help you turn things in your favor. On and off the ice. So a well-timed check can save a game. A well-timed body check can save your life. AstraZeneca and the NHL are teaming up against cancer. Together we can stay ahead of cancer with a simple conversation. Talk with your doctor about your risk factors.
And about available cancer screenings that are right for you.
And of course, encourage someone you love to start the conversation.
Devastated. Still so upset.
And get body checks against cancer. AstraZeneca is the official partner of Hockey Fights Cancer. Find out more at getbodycheck.com.
Do a great job calling the game, driving around. I kept home watching game, listening to you. Thank you. Thank you, good sir. Yeah, that was a little bit of a questionable penalty. So, yeah, anyways, they killed it off. It doesn't really matter now. Round 2 of the playoffs is officially underway tonight. You got 2 games tomorrow, 2 more on Wednesday. This is the only one here tonight due to the weird scheduling and how that's working out this year. Along the right side now, down low. Lorentz battling for it now. Back at the goal line in the Florida zone. Picked up back by McCabe. Intercepted by Florida. Here's Tkachuk. Feeds a pass up to Rodriguez. He's in all alone and just banks it into the zone. And racing for it now, it's Bennett. Picked up down low by Toronto. They bank it around. Tkachuk intercepts up to the point. Mikkola can't keep it in the zone. And it comes out. And now Florida will hold it up here on the right side. And regroup. There's a helmet on the ice from a Toronto Maple Leaf, I notice, out there. And we're going to whistle here against Florida for offsides.
Oilers, Golden Knights, then Wednesday, Panthers, Leafs, game 2 here, and Stars, Jets, game 1. So they'll need a couple of days off, the Jets, after the way that series played out. they've got a couple of injuries to their star players in Mark Scheifele and Josh Morrissey, and now you're all of that, and you're 4 wins closer.
Puck is dumped down low into the Toronto end. Riley feeds it around down to Carlo, and they will clear it all the way back down the other way. And no icing. Down low, Schmidt will wait behind the net. He's got McMahon in front. Gives it up then through the neutral zone. Balinskis banks it off the boards now down low along the right side. Lundell to Marchand. Marchand feeds it in front. Lustrand in a shot. And quickly blocked there. Morgan Riley now on the right side. Banks it up to the neutral zone. Forsling dumps it in. Down low now along the right side. Morgan Riley. Riley holds it and waits. Feeds it over then and banked off all the way through the boards and into the zone now. Nyes moves in. Shoots it. Saved by Bob. The rebound goes into the corner. Barkov battling down low with Nyes as well. He's got Marner with him too. He throws it in front. And here comes Florida. 3-on-2 the other way. Into the zone. Reinhardt banks it in. And down low for Hagee behind the net. Tries throwing it in front and quickly intercepted. And back down low. Tanev will get it and bank it around the boards on the right side. Matthews up to the point. Nyes will get it out. Marner banks it off and down low into the Florida zone. Jones will get it back and feed it around behind the net. Lustrand along the right side. Picked up then swiftly by Barkov. Alexander Barkov through the neutral zone. Clears it down low into the boards. Along down low, Benoit to OEL, who gets swiftly hit there by, I think that was Rodriguez on the right side. Kept in though by Barkov. Down low, A.J. Greer in front for Boquist. Tied up there and picked back up by the Leafs. Here's Pacioretty down the other way. Will drop it back for OEL, who shoots it. Saved by Bob. Rebound, Nylander scores! What a play by William Nylander in front from the Ekman-Larsson shot. And it's 2-0 Toronto here in the first. William Nylander dangles Bobrovsky. Unbelievable.
This is a gorgeous finish. Watch where this puck ends up. To the forehand, straight upstairs. A beauty from Nylander. 2 assists for Pacioretty. And the Leafs a dream start here in Game 1.
The Leafs with an ideal dream start here in game number 1. William Nylander with 2 goals tonight. Gives the Maple Leafs a 2-0 lead. Played it on the right side. Cleared out to center ice. Back now down low along the right side. Cleared into the Florida zone. Balinskis with the puck. Will bank it all the way out. Fed to the neutral zone. Now bank back down low. Stolen back then quickly by Schmidt. Nate Schmidt, 3-on-2. Florida with some room. Marchand moves in to the center and shoots it wide. Back now down low behind the net. Along the right side, Lundell throws it in front. There's no Panther there. It's picked up by Lustrand. Along the right side now down low. Gets hit from behind by Morgan Riley. Puck is stuck in the corner. It's finally played back up and intercepted by Lorentz, who will get it out. 6:17 left here in the first period. Shots are 5-3 in favor of Florida. Or in favor of Toronto, my apologies. Down low, McCabe trying to fire a pass through the neutral zone. Kept in by the Panthers. On the right side, a shot! And saved by Stolarz in front of that even got to him. And played back up by the Leafs. Here they come. McMahon into the zone. Delayed penalty for Florida and a save by Bob off of that one. Have a good night. I have to work early again. No worries. Thank you for tuning in for a little bit, Bon. I appreciate that. And there will be a penalty here against the Panthers. The Leafs, with their red-hot power play, will contest against Florida's red-hot penalty kill. What a finish there from William Nylander off of that play, and the Maple Leafs have a 2-0 lead. As I record my highlight from the Nylander secondary goal. Very impressive there from probably the best Court 4 playoff performer. Highlight from the
The right money means aren't as absurd as you think.
Fill up on all the big pockets Subway. All your faves packed with tons of crispy veggies and fresh sliced meat. And now buy any footlong you want for just $6.99. Great bread, great meat, great sauce, great deals. Get on it, people. Order now on the Subway.
You've been lied to. They said if you want it more than the other guy, it's yours. But out here, there's no such thing as wanting it more than the other guy. Oh, really? It's your childhood dream, you say. What do you think this guy's dreaming about?
Whew. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Motivational poster you've ever read, and know this. Everyone
Five.
gives you the exact same thing. Everything. Back in Toronto, the Panthers down by 2 in the first, and now Nico Mikkola going to the box for Florida. Mikkola's going to chase back into the play. He gets a grab of Parker's Holmberg. And so with Toronto,
So Nico Mikkola will go to the box here for holding, and Toronto will get to play their red-hot power play.
play was deadly in the second half of the season. The one thing to watch, the Panthers had 10 short-handed goals, and the 5 forwards was always a risk they might get caught a little deep.
Face-off. One down low, Toronto up to the point. Matthews a drive, and that one goes down low into the corner. On the right side, Matthews in the corner to Tavares. Feeds it up to the point. Marner to Nylander. He's in. Save in front. And I think it went wide as well. Nico Sturm picks it up and clears it. Islanders, I got the Islanders on the brain. Nylander nearly with the natural hat trick. He's still got plenty of time. Here's Toronto through the neutral zone. Down the right side. Nyes moves it in. Drops it back to Marner. Moves in. Shoots it. Save in front by Bob. Puck is down low behind the net. And cleared around by Seth Jones and all the way out. Shots are 7-3 here in favor of the Leafs. They have dominated this first period. Marner drops it back for Matthews. Austin Matthews through the neutral zone to Nyes. Nyes on the right side, intercepted quickly, and Florida just comes back. And Toronto will regroup back in their own zone. 1 minute left here on the power play. About 4:50 left here in the first period. Morgan Riley will move it through the neutral zone. Florida's PK went 16 for 18 in the first round. We get a whistle here for something. Oh, no way. The Leafs took a too many men penalty. Oh, no way. That's insane.
While the officials are looking around the ice at the plate, Rodriguez was slamming his stick on the boards here and yelling, "Too many, too many." And you'll see on the changes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in that one area. And as Nylander changes, here comes another play.
Face off now inside the Toronto end.
47 seconds, so the power play goes by the wayside for Craig Berube and Toronto.
Face off coming now inside of the Toronto zone. It's one down low. Ekman Larson with the puck. Feeds it around now down low. Morgan Riley with it. Drops it back. Ekman Larson feeds it past through the neutral zone. Domi. Back then for McMahon. McMahon with no goals in his last 30. Backhand saved by Bob. He stumbles to get up. It's kept in, though, by the Leafs down low. With it now is Domi. In front, Riley. Back to McMahon. McMahon in front. Blocked there by Gustav Forsling. Arguably the number one defensive defenseman in the league. Here's Domi now down the right side. Feeds it in front. McMahon will slide it around up to the point, and Toronto will just come back out and regroup in their own zone. Here's Ekman Larson now. Holding the puck. Sends a pass up all the way through the neutral zone, and Matthews will move in. Austin Matthews in through the zone. Dekes around a backhand off the net, and back behind now. He gets it right back. Florida's now on the power play. He will continue to hold the puck as his team's shorthanded and just try and run things down. Tanev now will steal it and clear it all the way the other way and banked out to center ice. Here's Seth Jones. Breaks it in now for Florida. Jones on the right side, feeds it up to the point. Reinhardt, over then Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe moves in, pass over to Barkov, can't control it. 3:23 left, 48 on the power play. Tkachuk to Barkov, moves in, waits, pass in front, directed there quickly and picked back up by Jones. Jones on the right side, back down low Verhaeghe. He'll move in, waits for options, and will throw it back behind for Tkachuk. Tkachuk waits, sends it up to the point. Jones' shot, he scores! Seth Jones from the point on the power play. And Florida gets one, they're alive. It's 2-1. You knew that was going to happen with this red-hot Florida Panthers power play, and Seth Jones, who was acquired at the trade deadline, gets Florida their first goal of the second round. It's 1-0. Or 2-1. So good playing there by the Panthers. Face off now, one back down low. Behind the net, Matthews trying to clear it around on the right side. Marchand sends it in front, directed, and picked up then Nylander. Throws the pass up to Riley. 2-0-1 the other way for the Leafs. Riley with Tavares, a shot, he scores! Morgan Riley answers right back. And Toronto regains their 2-goal lead. Oh my God, it's mayhem inside Scotiabank Arena. Good Lord. Woo! Morgan Riley starts this play, gives it to Nylander, who banks it up the zone, a 2-on-1. And Mikkola gave Morgan Riley so much room. He was scoring that, no doubt. Yeah, that was obviously going to be one. All right, 2:35 left here in the first period. Toronto with a 3-0 lead, or 3-1 lead. Pass cleared down low into the zone. Tkachuk with it battling. Back now for Schmidt. Along the right side, banked off the boards for Verhaeghe to Rodriguez. Sends a pass up to Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk feeds it through the zone. In for Bennett, who skates back, throws it in front end. Bolinskis can't tuck that one. Here comes Toronto, though. Clear it into the Florida zone. Waiting for it now is Rodriguez behind the net. Now 2 minutes left in this first period. Shots are 8-4 in favor of Toronto. They have dominated things here these last couple of minutes, even though Florida got one back. This has been unreal. I don't think I've ever seen Toronto play this good in a game one before. And they just look phenomenal. A little Watch With Nordic stream records here since we're there. This is the 8th time, the league-leading 8th time we have streamed Toronto this year. They are 4-2-1 when we do a commentary stream for the Leafs this season. As for the Panthers, this is our 6th time streaming them this year. We are 4-1. So two very good teams that are testing here their records tonight. Played around the right side now. Down low, McCabe will pick it up. Back now behind the net. Picked up down low. Barkov feeds it up to the point. Jones waits, fires it, blocked in front by Matthews. He races for it the other way. Battling now with Jones. Jones loses an edge. And down low now, Florida back then for Barkov. Panthers get right control. Barkov intercepted. Here come the Leafs the other way. Nice to Matthews. Saved by Bobrovsky. Smash the over 5.5. Looks like you might get there. Unreal period already here from Toronto. Shots are 10-4. This is insane.
This first period's been a mess for the Panthers. They got to get to the intermission in the spot they're in now. These shot attempts heavily favor the Maple Leafs. 21-9.
Face-off coming here now inside of the Florida zone. It'll be Domi versus Lundell. Shots are 10-4 in favor of Toronto. They have dominated this stretch these last couple of minutes. Face-off won by the Leafs. Nylander. Poke checked away by Florida. Marchand down to the right side. Kulikov throws it around. Stolen back then by the Panthers. Here's Lundell. Down the other way to Marchand. Marchand moves it in. Waits. Fires it. And saved there by Stolars. Along the right side, Carlo. Over to Domi. Domi banks it off the boards. Now down low. Kulikov with it. Last minute of play here in the first period. Around now, Mikkola with the puck. And a little bit of an update here. Jake McCabe is heading to the locker room here early. Nothing really to be too worried about unless if it's something serious. But it is towards the end of this first period, so it's not a huge deal. On the right side, cleared back down low. Rodriguez banks it into the zone. Regrouping now, Toronto trying to clear. It's kept in by the Panthers. Tkachuk to the right side. He can't keep it in the zone. Balinskis will dump it right back in. And Stolars gives it up then for Benoit. Through the zone now, Pacioretty along the right side. Schmidt feeds it through the zone. Back then, Verhaeghe, and Bennett intercepts it quickly. And Toronto gets it right back. Pacioretty, one last push. Tavares racing for it. Banks it now down low. In the corner, behind the net. Holmberg slides it in front. And Bobrovsky makes the save with less than 10 to go. An unreal start here in this first period. 2 from Nylander, 1 from Morgan Riley. And Toronto leads 3-1 with the only goal coming from Seth Jones from the point. Florida, the defending champs, definitely a team that is not going to roll over here very easily. I'm not expecting for it to be a particularly easy road here like it's been in this first period for Toronto the rest of the way through. So I would expect for Florida to come out running in the second. Riley over to Marner, a shot. Saved by Bob. He makes the save, but it didn't look pretty, as he seems to be a little bit off his game. Nothing too crazy, but definitely a little bit of a worry for sure. What the hell? What did I make money off of yesterday? Face off here now on the right side. It's Nylander versus Reinhart. Won by Matthews. A shot saved by Bob. And that'll do it for the first period. Goals, 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 goals. Good Lord. William Nylander with 2. Morgan Riley with 1. And then Seth Jones gets 1 for Florida. It's 3-1 Maple Leafs at the end of 20 minutes. That being said, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for the start of the second period here momentarily. Thank you all for tuning in. For some reason, I made $40 yesterday on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out what exactly I made it from. As I try and I'm gonna make all of these make all these clips as well. So thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It's been a fun stretch of streams here. That was the best period I've seen from the Leafs against Florida than I saw in any of the periods in all of the series last season, or 2 seasons ago, sorry, against this pretty much same Florida team, just a couple new additions. Unreal stuff. They look phenomenal here already.
Family Getaway Sale. Members save 25% or more selected towns. Expedia, made to travel.
Hey, Paul's mom? My mom said not to get her anything for Mother's Day.
Don't get her just anything.
She said not to get her anything. Not what she did.
Whew. Thank you all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. If you are new here, just joining us on the broadcast, be sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. We just had an incredible segment there of goals. Unreal stuff. Absolutely unreal period there overall from basically these entire teams. Just some insane stuff being played here tonight.
All happening too fast. Hey, you nervous about the wedding? No, the house. You got three. Oh, no stress. House, the one. Peter's the one. Peter, we need a Peter. I need to send a Snapchat phone connects. Every corner of your
Perfecto. All right, let me make these clips here real quick. I'm going to go use the bathroom. Let me crop these actual videos here, and then I'll make the clips, and then I'll... Yeah. Trying to figure out, I just made... How did I make that much money yesterday? Who the heck watched all my videos? Was it this one? Where did that... Oh, my God. When did I get supers yesterday? What? I don't even remember that. Well, that's not weird at all. Okay, then. I did not know that. Cool. I'll have to go back and look at the stream and see who sent me a donation. It must have been towards the end. Anywho. When did I get... Yeah, Toronto's looked insane. They have looked unreal. I guess last night really was that crazy. Let me go look.
Welcome back to the Nexus First Intermission Report. Well, this was significant, guys. In past years, this would be the other way around. This would be Florida, Toronto. But there's McCabe on Kulikov. He on D. And so it's the Leafs.
Okay, then. I was not expecting that at all. Nice. I love that.
And then the offense gets going 33 seconds in. Yeah, I love the fact that Ruby started Matthews and wasn't trying to hit him against the bar top. He said he wanted to set the tone. He set the tone by playing death on death. He had pressing Matthews.
All right, I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go use the bathroom. Long game, long series. Go Cats. Yeah, not over. Definitely not over yet. Not arguing that whatsoever. This is far from being over. Against a team like Florida, like Toronto's played well to start, but against a team like Florida, you do not count them out. Not at all. So, all right, I'll be right back, guys, to go to the bathroom.
That's where the Toronto Maple Leafs got to set up shop. Get some real estate. Yeah, and the second goal here. Everything's fine for the Florida Panthers, but watch Boquist, Nylander coasting up the ice. You got to get position before possession. Boquist is late getting to him. His feet are not moving. He's got to work to get position on the inside of Nylander. He doesn't, and he lets Nylander basically post him all the way from the red line, all the way into scoring position, and now he's too late. You got to get position before possession. Every shift matters at this time of year. That was a poor play by the Florida Panthers and popping the goal. And so Paxton is a great pick here, by the way. Unbelievable.
All right. I think the Panthers have just played terrible more than Toronto, doing anything spectacular. Very uncharacteristic turnovers and breakaways, but credit at least for capitalizing. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I got to rewatch the goals, but I'm sure you're probably right. I thought the Nylander one goal was just a costly turnover.
Yeah, I want to come in and help the team whichever way I can, whether that's on the score sheet or helping out in other areas. I know that we've had success when our line's been together and played a certain way, and I'm looking to be a force out there for them.
You've been in this league a long time. How would you describe the mindset just to know when to be ready and kind of have the right mindset?
Yeah, it comes with time, and maybe my younger self wouldn't have been as ready in this situation, but really good staff here, really good resources to jump in and feel good about your game, and we all took advantage of it.
Appreciate you, Max. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, can't say enough good things about Max and what he's been through. Broken neck, Achilles, twice. I mean, that's a lot to go through. I think he's got 4 kids. I don't know. He might have 5 or 6 by now. Every time I see him, he's got a new kid. But everybody,
Whew.
he's honest. He's got a beautiful family. But I'm so proud of him. He's come a long way. That's a tough, tough way to come after all those injuries to get into a playoff game and do that.
Big, strong player with experience, can score. Great addition to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Big time, yeah. Big time.
Phone is at 13%.
Well, other people are going to have to contribute. And as you can see, 4 points the last couple of years, and then compared to the first 7 postseason games.
Max Pacioretty going back now.
Nylander here tonight. Rolling on in Lexus first intermission report.
Bump it down low. Max Pacioretty going back now behind the net to pick it up. Throws it. Bump it down low. Max Pacioretty going back now behind the net to pick it up. Throws it along up to the point. On the right side, Nylander. Nylander was low. Max Pacioretty going back up. Net to pick it up. Behind the net to pick back now. Now behind the net to pick it up. Throws it along up to the point. On the right side, Nylander. Nylander with some room. Fires and scores! Back now behind the net to pick it up. Throws it along up to the point. On the right side, Nylander. Nylander with some room. Fires and scores! William Nylander! That didn't take too long, and it's 1-0 Toronto early. On the first shot of the game, less than 30 seconds in. Toronto has a 1-0 lead.
Experiences to enjoy. Hilton for the stay.
All right, yeah, I just watched the Nylander goal. Pass from the right side, not too bad. That's more on Bob, to be honest. I feel like he should have that.
This Mother's Day, luxury is how mom defines it.
Come on, I'm going to LA if we get this fucking first overall pick. If not, you will not see me there.
Of course, she might define it a few ways. Celebrate mom luxuriously with 20% off store-wide through Mother's Day. Did you kiss yourself? Come here, you. Only at Dairy
Okay, so the
Queen.
New York Islanders move up from 10th worst in the lottery odds to the number 1 draft pick. Congrats.
On a great clip that. You could win a trip to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Enter on the bet to win. No helmet required. Great clip. Official hair salon of the NHL.
A Chewy pharmacy order is on the way for Homer. The Homer
Congratulations
only
to them.
got 5 when nature calls. The mom uses
So at the beginning of the season, it looked rather likely.
delivered fast, right to their door.
She's dancing with another man. Although it hurts.
Has a rewards credit card that opens up a world of possibilities. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. And turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, get premium benefits with a collection of luxury rewards when you book on Capital One Travel. And get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Your nerves might be shot. Your hopes exposed like
Gotta make 7 million different clips. Yeah, definitely taking the over 5.5 looks great. You need one more goal in 2 periods. And I think with the way that these goalies are playing, I think it's not impossible.
Stanley Cup playoffs, Tuesday on ESPN.
So the 2025 NHL draft lottery has
Intermission report.
here my 2020. It's fun.
Willie Nylander, well, he's off to a great start in this hockey game. As is
I don't want to talk
Messer in
politics,
the
but of
first
course
round of
someone
the
sits there
playoffs,
at the
North American rating
edge
in
over
that.
me, and ESPN
I feel like
usually
you
gets
shouldn't
the
be able
numbers
to
and
wear that in
stats right.
public.
I know this is the worldwide leader in sports, but I don't know what's going on in the center.
And he walked out of a
You know,
Tesla too.
there's like four nations conversation. Where everybody talking about the four nations? I feel like it was that way. I know they're talking each other.
About 5 minutes here to the start of the second period.
Your heart or your head? Yeah, he's conflicted, so I understand. Right. He had Ottawa, I got it. Montreal, New Jersey. But you had the Rangers winning the cup. I had the Rangers winning the cup last year. Willie Nylander, first Leafs player with consecutive multi-hole playoff games, is Wendell Clark. What about Florida the second year? Florida, don't complicate things. Their power play was a perfect example. They settle things down. They're playing their game. Just don't complicate things. Play with it. So they're okay. Florida's okay. Yeah, of course. Leafs, same thing. Straight line hockey. Kick the shorter.
In front for Boquist, tied up.
They did a great job.
Here's Pacioretty down the other way. Will drop it back for OEL, who shoots it. Saved by Bob. Rebound, Nylander scores! What a play by William Nylander in front from the Ekman Larson shot, and it's 2-0 Toronto here in the first. William Nylander dangles Bobrovsky.
You know the impact of body checking.
Bobrovsky.
Can change the momentum of the whole game. It can help you stay in control.
Fort Wayne goes up second intermission, up 1-0 against Toledo. No way. Toledo was what, number 1 in the West on the Western Conference, right? So that's pretty awesome, actually.
Excuse me, sir. How does it feel to be driving a fascist mobile? Great car.
Are you trying to piss us off? Because I'm getting pissed off.
No, you know what fucking fascist means. I don't? No, you don't. I'll show you what fascist means. I'll show you what fascist means. How's that for fascist? I don't want to talk politics, but of course some...
Whew.
Find out more at getbodycheck.com.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we save hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
It's pronounced Liberty. Liberty. Nice try, kid. Only pay for what you need.
Here's Pacioretty down the other way. Drop it back for OEL. Shoots it. Saved by Bob. Rebound, Nylander.
All right, about 2.5 minutes till the start of the second period.
For just $25 a month. Stream, scroll,
American rating in that.
limited time.
I feel like you should not be able to wear that in public.
That's a top-tier network at a budget-friendly cost. But you know
And he walked out of a Tesla too. Excuse me, sir. How does it feel to be driving a fascist mobile? Great car.
Are you trying to piss us off?
Series is tied 1 apiece. Oh, no way.
I don't really like permitting things. I'm scared. They went Verizon in this, but I could lock in a low price for 3 years. Yeah.
Here's Pacioretty down the other way. Will drop it back for OEL. Shoots it. Saved by Bob. Rebound, Nylander.
For you, it's more than a bank transaction. It's not even your first fundraiser.
All right, not much time here till the start of the second period. First period recap, goals came from William Nylander had 2, Morgan Riley had 1, and then as well as that 2, Seth Jones had 1 for the Toronto Maple Leafs, or for the Florida Panthers as well.
We bring all the ways you use money into a single product that feels extraordinary to you, so you can do more.
Here's Pacioretty down
Mike Becker Honey on the new Mike Honey Chicken Tuesday. Jersey Mike Special Girl Tuesday. There. The new Mike Todd Honey Chicken Tuesday. For a limited time only at Jersey Mike. Welcome back to the Stanley Cup playoffs on ESPN, presented by Geico.
All right, here we go. Start of the second period, live here from Scotiabank Center. Toronto with an unreal first period there. I'm expecting Florida to come out of here red hot in this middle frame here in game 1 of round 2. Those who remember the first series of this, obviously Florida took on game 1. And since then, the rest has been honestly history. But from that point, it's been all Toronto here in this one. So far, 2-on-1s the other way. Just some costly Florida turnovers. And Bobrovsky, not necessarily his fault, but I felt like the Panthers didn't look as good as they have in previous periods. So if they can kind of have a little bit of a bounce back one here and rebound and get back into this second period here, score 2, we have a tight hockey game here, folks. So it's far from over here just yet in Scotiabank Arena for sure. Face-off coming up here in just a moment. Showing off William Nylander, who has 2 tonight, 3 points. And in 2023, he had that exact amount of points in the entire series. So he's been unreal here already through this first game of this second round. The second period is underway. Tanev feeds it around the right side now in the Toronto zone. Tied up on the right side. Florida will keep it in now down low. Barkov feeds it back for Reinhart. Reinhart tries moving it to the front. Stolen back then quickly. Tanev hit by Samoskevich. And back down low. Battling now on the right side. Tanev throws it back to Marner. Over then McCabe feeds a pass through the neutral zone and tipped in down low by Matthews. Around now for the right side. Forsling feeds a pass up to the neutral zone. Reinhart now to Barkov. Barkov dangles it through his legs. Behind the net, looks for options. Down low, shoots it, and it goes wide of the net, and Riley picks it up and sends a pass the other way. Tavares through the neutral zone, tries feeding it over. Quickly intercepted there by Florida. They'll regroup in their own end. It's Mikkola handling the puck around the right side. Back then with it, Kulikov. Dmitry Kulikov will try and move it through the zone. It's stolen back then by the Leafs, and Panthers will be forced to regroup. Here's Lostrana into the zone. He's got some space. Moves in. Pass in front. And saved by Stolars, if that even got to him from a Kulikov shot. Here come the Leafs the other way. Stolen back quickly as Scott Law nearly had a 1-on-0 breakaway. But Toronto says no. Florida says no. Shots are 12-5 here in favor of the Leafs through this middle frame. Florida, I expect to come out hot. They have so far at least a little bit here. And they gained some neutral zone time early. Down low behind the net, the fourth line out here now for Toronto on the right side. Down low now, it's played out in front and picked up back by the Panthers. And a penalty is being called against Florida. And it looks like it might be on Olvis Balinskis, who will head to the box. And Toronto will get a chance here to make it a 4-1 hockey game on this upcoming power play. And yeah, that's definitely going to be called for something. Balinskis will head to the box for hooking. And Toronto will get a power play here now up next. Toronto's power play has been absolutely incredible down the stretch. Is 35% in the playoffs, maybe a little bit worse now with the other one they killed off. Face-off won by the Leafs. A shot from Marner, banked off Bobrovsky's pad. Around down low into the corner on the right side. Regrouping now is Marner in the neutral zone, who will skate back into his own end and regroup. Mitch Marner now looking for options. Will move it through the neutral zone, drops it back then quickly for Nylander. Here's Nylander. Will break it in, sends it through, and intercepted by Barkov, who will at least get it out of the neutral zone. And Toronto will be forced to regroup. Marner with plenty of space. He's got Matthews on his right side, gives it to him. Matthews breaks it into the zone, beats it over then for Nylander. Nylander to Matthews. Matthews to the right side to Nyes. Nyes back down low, battling for the puck. Thrown up to the point, Marner. Marner waits, gives it down low to Tavares with it. Back then intercepted and cleared all the way down the other way by the Panthers. Halfway through the Toronto power play, Marner looks for options, feeds it up in front, stolen back quickly by Florida. And Toronto will get it right back into the zone. Second unit out there. Pacioretty looks for options. Feeds it up in front. Domi banks it off the boards. McMahon trying to get to it. And Toronto can't keep it in the zone. As Florida seems a lot more active here on this PK than they were in the previous one. Not giving Toronto a whole lot of opportunities. Not giving them a whole lot of shots here through this second frame. Domi moves it into the zone. Tries dropping it back. Cleared by the Panthers. And into the Toronto end. Here's Stolars. Shoots a puck to center ice. Back Morgan Riley. Sends it up and over. Into the zone now. A shot from McMahon. Quickly stolen back by Barkov. And Panthers will regroup. 15 seconds on the clock. Schmidt fires a pass through the neutral zone and all the way back down into the Toronto end. Now through the right side. Banked all the way back down low into the Florida zone. Rodriguez tied up there quickly. And that'll be a good kill there by Florida. Back to even strength. Let's see what they can get done now. Schmidt clears it through the zone. Rodriguez gives it out to Balinskis, who will just dump it into the zone and get a line change off. And Florida will get their number one guys out there. Into the zone. Reinhardt in front for Tkachuk, who banks off an own Florida player. And here come the Leafs, a 3-on-2. Can't control the puck. Here's Tkachuk now the other way. Back then for Rodriguez. Tied up then quickly by McMahon. He still has the puck. Down low, will look for options. Gives it up for Bennett. Bennett throws it in front. And Tkachuk can't get to it. And the Leafs will clear. Into the Florida zone. Mikkola will pick it up. And regroup now behind the net. Panthers down by 2 with 15-20 left to go in the second. Jones moves it through the zone. Clears it in. Boquist sends it around back down low. Greer looking for options. Gives it up for Boquist. Up to the point. Forsling. Back to Boquist. A shot. Blocked in front and kept in. Forsling a drive. Tipped in front. Pad saved by Stolars. Greer around now behind the net. To the right side now. Down low. Jones. Battling here now along the right side with Sturm as the ref gets in the way and ends up stumbling now. Puck is still behind the net. It's still tied up by multiple players. It finally breaks free and it's Toronto with it. Ekman-Larsson throws it off the boards. Here come the Leafs. Holmberg sends a pass up for Tavares and he can't get to it. Backhand saved by Bob. It didn't look easy, but he made the stop as Jones kind of fell into him afterwards. And a good chance there for Toronto as Florida kind of took over the offensive zone pressure. Still even that. Only a couple of shots and something's coming here. A penalty against Toronto. And it's Pontus Holmberg going to the box. So let's see this penalty. I didn't exactly see it that well. It must have been a play outside of the play that I didn't notice. But I didn't notice this at first. I must have not been paying attention. So Toronto will go to the PP here for the... Or Toronto will go to the kill here. Not the PP. For the second time tonight. And Panthers will now head to the power play. Pontus Holmberg for interference. Face-off inside the Toronto zone. Won quickly then by the Leafs. McCabe sends a pass all the way down the other way and into the Florida end. Toronto's PK has been very solid through these couple of games. Let's see if they can get one going and kill this one off. But Florida, they need to. And I think they're going to come in red hot. Barkov dumps it down low. Behind the net, Stolarz trying to play it. McCabe, stolen back then by Tkachuk. Up to the point, Jones. Jones then for Tkachuk. Feeds it to Verhaeghe. He's got some room. Shoots it. Saved by Stolarz in front. And kept in. He'll throw it back to the right side. Tkachuk skates it in. Back down low, Verhaeghe. Intercepted quickly. Tanev over then for Marner. Marner along the right side will get it out of the zone, but the Panthers are right there at the blue line. Barkov holds it and waits. Takes it through the neutral zone. Send a pass for Reinhardt. Reinhardt to Verhaeghe. Can't exactly control it. It's kept in by Florida. Verhaeghe to Barkov. Barkov on the right side, tied up by Marner. Cleared back down low as Barkov is knocked down, and won't be any call there. Picked up by the Leafs. Here they come shorthanded. Yarncrook will just gain the line, wait for options, and move it in. Shorthanded. Looks for options. Will just bank it down low behind the Florida net. And some cheers here from the Maple Leafs as they have been killing off this penalty very well. Here's Sam Bennett through the zone. Bennett moves it in down wide. Back throws it in front. There's no Panther there. It's kept in. Schmidt sends it down low. Marchand feeds it up to the point. Kachuk moves in. Waits. Rodriguez to Kachuk. To Marchand. Waits. Fires it. And that one's blocked and goes wide. Down low Rodriguez. Back to Marchand. 15 left on the power play. Marchand to the point. Schmidt to Kachuk now down low. He holds and waits. Down low. Bennett in front. Saved by Stolars. And battling forward. He gets it right back. Kachuk with time winding down. In front. Bennett saved by Stolars again. And that'll do it for the PK. Rodriguez up to the point, and we get a whistle as Stolars was without a stick, and it looked like his helmet kind of came off there too. It didn't get easy there at the end, but a good kill by Toronto. And Florida finally got some time there to set up, and we saw what they can really do. Whew. All right, Leafs with a 2-goal lead off of the penalty kill. I thought I heard something else is coming. I'm not entirely too sure, but regardless of that, a very solid kill there by the Maple Leafs, and it's still 3-1 here in the second. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate if you are new, please do be sure to like the video. It helps out the recognition of this stream. And please do consider subscribing. If not, just watch the whole broadcast and see what you think after that. No worries.
He actually said the twins' name in there.
You know, like stadiums do. Kids are so expensive these days.
Whew.
I heard you found someone special. Is that good? It's not custom. It's not custom. Real means girls like you. Peter.
All right, back here in Toronto. It's 3-1 Maple Leafs with 12:40 left to go here in the second period. Here's Emily Kaplan talking with Craig Berube. Berube, in his first season as Toronto's head coach, has gotten them to their second round appearance in 10 years. Face off now inside of the Toronto zone. Won by the Leafs. They'll clear it out, and regrouping now is Kulikov on the right side. Banks it off the boards now. And picked up then by the Leafs defense. Carlo will gain the red line, dumps it in. Back down low, Kulikov tied up there quickly by Tavares. Picked up by Lundell on the right side. Lundell through the neutral zone. Picked up then by Toronto, stolen back. Tavares, a shot! Directed up and out of play. Face off, won by Toronto. A shot tipped in front. They score! Chris Tanev. I thought it got tipped in front, but I guess not. And Toronto with a shot from the point. It's 4-1 Maple Leafs. Chris Tanev off the draw with 12:10 left. And Florida finds themselves down by 3. And I don't know, after that, we might see Bobrovsky possibly get pulled. Face off. Here now, one down low. Toronto with it. Ekman Larson to the right side. Through the neutral zone now. Kachuk will bank it back down low. Florida now needs 3 in about half the game. Along the right side, picked up then by the Leafs. Through the zone. Holmberg to Domi. Domi waits. A pass over in front. Stolen back then by Florida. Here's Bennett now the other way. Through the zone, Rodriguez. Around the right side. Feeds it up in front and picked up then at the point. Jones. Backhands it down low. It's turnover by Toronto. Here's McMahon. Bobby McMahon. He beats Forsling. Loses control of the puck. Oh, he had him almost beat, but not enough, clearly. Jones. Now to Forsling. Forsling to Jones. As Florida holds the puck. Pass through the neutral zone. Boquist clears it back down low. Morgan Riley now with it along the right side. Battling now in the corner. Through the zone now, Yarncrook. Down the right side, backhanded down low. Behind the net, it's swiftly picking up then by Florida. Along the right side, through the neutral zone, Boquist will race for it. And he tries to bat it down low, but it's back into the Florida end. Jones, through Yarncrook. Back to Sturm on the right side. Through the zone, A.J. Greer with some room. Greer moves in, shoots it wide of the net. And picked up back then by Lundell, behind down low. Greer back with it, tries throwing it in front. What a play by Stolarz with a stick. Marchand in the corner, battling with Jake McCabe. On the right side, puck slides up free. Pacioretty, stolen back then by the Leafs, and they'll get it out. Yarncrook through the zone, clears it in down low. Behind the net now, Kulikov to Mikkola. 4-on-3 the other way, dumped into the zone. Lundell will race forward. He's the first body there. Battling with OEL on the right side. Puck played up, then Reinhardt feeds it in front and quickly blocked. Losterainen intercepted there quickly by Toronto. Pacioretty through the zone, Tavares over to Nylander. Nylander waits, fires it back down low. Battling now in the corner, Tavares with it. Tavares waits, tied up down low. That will be a penalty against Florida. As Tavares was tripped, it'll be Ovis Balinskis going back to the box for his second of the game. And Toronto continues the onslaught they've had. It's about to be another power play here for Toronto.
A 4-1 lead. They'll go to the power play with the Selke finalist Sasha Barkov going to the box for holding. In the regular season, the Leafs defenseman playing tonight had 17 goals. In the playoffs, they've got 7. That was Canada.
Whew. We'll go to commercial break. It's still 4-1 in favor of the Leafs. Good Lord. Oh, penalty on Barkov? My apologies. They showed Balinskis, and I'm like, oh, okay. My apologies. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you are new here, be sure to like the video. It helps out the recognition of this stream. Just tuned in, was not expecting that. Yeah, no, I'm not going to lie, me neither. I thought, maybe Toronto takes the first game, but I thought it'd be a lot closer, not 4-1, but, Oh, that's what happened. Bennett bumped Stolarz on that previous play after the kill.
The historical context follows around the Leafs. They haven't reached the conference finals since 2002.
All right, face-off. Looking at the longest Stanley Cup drought in NHL history, Toronto with 56 seasons, the longest active drought in franchise history, in NHL history. It's been nearly 60 years since they've won it, 60 years since they've had a chance to actually go out and win it. In the finals, that being. You already know this place would be absolutely insane if that ended up being the regular thing. And it looks like Joseph Woll is in net for Toronto. So Stolarz has been pulled after that bump from Sam Bennett. And Joseph Woll comes back into the game. Stolarz played a little bit in that second period afterwards, but Joseph Woll will come in for Toronto. And let's see what Florida can do here now. Maybe that will shift momentum for them. A new goalie in net as my light turns off. Face-off now in the power play for the Leafs. It's won by the Panthers. It'll come out of the zone. Nylander now with it on the right side. Tavares trying to feed it up in front. It's cleared back down low by the Panthers. Marner picks it up quickly for Nylander through the zone. William Nylander moves it in, banks it back down low. It's an offsides against Toronto. Bennett better keep his head up. 100% he's going to get hit now. You're going to see something there for sure. Face-off coming here now, won by the Panthers. Cleared all the way back down into the Florida zone. Toronto with the puck. Tavares through the neutral zone. Looks for options. Clears it down low. On the right side, Nylander battling now. And thrown around by Forsling. Back for Tavares, who tries ticking it around. Blundell clears it up and out of the zone. Regrouping now with it is Marner. Mitch Marner through center ice now. Down the right side. Will dump it into the zone. Back now behind the net. Nye's trying to play it around. He'll try to throw it in front, but vastly intercepted there quickly by the Panthers down low. Halfway through the Toronto power play. Along the right side, behind the net, Nye's with it. Back for Tavares. He'll throw it up to the point, Domi. Over for Marner. Marner looking, he doesn't have much room. It's stolen back then by Florida. They can't get it out. Domi moves in, shoots it, deflected off Jones and into the corner. Throws it up in front, and what a keep in by Austin Matthews. For Tavares. To Marner. Marner holds it and waits, moves in. Tavares in front, rebound! And stopped by Bob on Nye's. Nye's had an open backdoor lane. He ends up clearing it out himself. And Joseph Woll will come out of his net to give that puck over to Ekman Larsson, who comes out with the second unit. Here they come through the zone. Domi moves it in, tries banking it off the board. Stolen back then quickly by Florida. Marchand breaks it into the zone with some room. Drops it back to Kulikov. Shorthanded, stolen back then by Toronto as they tried to make something happen, but Toronto gets it back. Pacioretty in front to McMahon is denied, and that'll do it for the penalty. Lundell dumps it down low into the zone around the right side. Marchand battling now with Morgan Rielly. Back for Ekman Larsson. Over then Domi with the puck. Fights in the corner, then Ekman Larsson sends it around for Rielly. Rielly banks it off the boards. Through the zone now, Barkov. Down low, Verhaeghe tries throwing it in front. They get it back at the point. Schmidt a shot, deflected in front end. Back down low. Barkov to the right side. Verhaeghe sends it back to Barkov, who looks for options. Balinskis has room, waits, shoots it, fans on the puck. Florida does get it back. Verhaeghe on the right side. Tied up then in the skates of Domi. Picked up by Barkov. Verhaeghe looking for options. Sends it around back down low. Behind the net up to the point to Schmidt. Florida's got control. Balinskis at the point. Over then into the zone. A shot and deflected by Joseph Woll. His first save of the night. Balinskis down low to Verhaeghe. Feeds it in front. And Barkov can't finish. Balinskis now on the right side. Looks for options. He's got Schmidt with him. Will feed it then for Verhaeghe up at the point. Panthers have been pressuring for over a minute. At the point, Balinskis waits in the zone, looks for options. 6:18, Florida running him down. Verhaeghe, a shot, glove save by Joseph Woll, and his team will cover. 6:14 left here in the second period. Toronto getting pressured by Florida these last minute or so. But Joseph Woll, who is very familiar with this Florida team, he obviously played in that second round matchup. He's keeping his team here at bay. Another faceoff coming again to the Toronto end. Toronto gets a fresh set of legs. So does Florida, though. Faceoff now won by the Panthers. Up to the point. Jones sends it around. Barkov with it. Down low now McCabe. Back for Lawn behind the net. Lawn feeds it through. It's kept in by Florida. Kachuk, and never mind. It comes out. Or a hand pass. That was what it was called. My apologies. Thank you all for tuning in. So it could be a concussion spotter is what they're theorizing is what pulled Joseph Woll. So I do want to say that to keep that in mind for anybody who is wondering about the status of Woll. Here's Tanev. Through center ice in the neutral zone. Intercepted quickly. Here come the Panthers. Poke checked ahead. Now it's Jones. Back then Lorentz feeds it around behind the net. Over then for Lawton. On the right side. Picked up then by Florida. Here they come. 3-on-2. Bennett with Jones. Into the zone with Rodriguez too. A pass over and they can't get it through. To the point. Forsling a shot. And another save by Joseph Woll, who's a brick wall here so far. And he's been unreal here already. It's still 4-1 Toronto with backup goalie Joseph Woll in net.
we can help you with a plan that's right for Ron. Let our expertise find out yours.
5:36 here left in the second period. Toronto with a 3-goal lead still following the commercial break. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you are new here, be sure to like the stream and subscribe. But if not, just watch the broadcast and enjoy. So it looks like they pulled Stolarz there from probably a concussion spotter is what I'm seeing on Twitter. And Joseph Woll is going to come in. Face-off, won by the Panthers. It's kept in down low in the zone. Losterinen with it. Feeds it back behind the net. Lundell battling now. Riley picks it up. Over then Holmberg. Tied up down low. The Leafs still can't get it out. It's played out in front. Marchand, and finally, Toronto clears all the way down the other way. Is that an icing? Nope. Here's Mikkola. Now down low in the zone. Shots are 16-12 in favor of the Leafs. It's been Florida here these last couple of minutes, however. Through the neutral zone. Bank back down low. On the right side, Mikkola. Backhands it off the boards, and the Leafs will regroup. Riley through the zone. Tavares moves it in. He's got Nylander with him. Nylander shoots it. Saved by Bob and goes up and out of play. William Nylander looking for the natural hat trick as his team has the 3-goal lead here.
And a sharp stop off the blocker and stick of Bobrovsky. He's had a tough night for Bobrovsky. Actually, it hits the stick. It's not always the top of the blocker. Hits the shaft of the stick. It's not been a vintage sharp of Bobrovsky night 4 on 17, as you see. He's got to keep the door closed now.
Face-off along the right side, won by the Panthers. Reinhardt into the zone. Verhaeghe moves in, shoots it. Glove save by Wall once again, who has been absolutely phenomenal through this. The second chance bracket. Huh. You shouldn't get a second chance. I went 7-1. I don't need a second chance. Thanks, but no thanks. Face off now down low. McCabe throws it around behind the net. Tanev to Marner along the right side. Hit back down low. Matthews trying to play it. Stolen back then by Marner at the point. Along the right side. Toronto picks it up. They'll clear it in. Down low. Knives with a big hit there on Seth Jones. Pass in front, and Matthews roofs that one up and wide. Reinhardt through the zone with plenty of room. Sends it past to Jones, who will gain the red line and clear it in. Verhaeghe up to the point. Forsling a shot deflected and into the corner. Tanev back now behind the net. Will wait for options, and puck slides all the way up and out. Dumped into the zone by Matthews. Bobrovsky in on his glove. Will play it back behind the net then for Jones. Seth Jones feeds a pass all the way up and through, and here come the Panthers. 2-on-2. It's Rodriguez who turns it over, and a rush the other way. Domi racing for it. It's beaten to by Balinskis, and in front Schmidt sends it through the zone. Stolen back by Toronto. McMahon with some room. Shoots it. Blocked in front. Kept in though. McMahon on the right side. Feeds it back down low. Domi now in the corner. Feeds it around now behind the net. Holmberg tied up by Balinskis. Still with some room. Still being tied up by Balinskis now. Down low. He feeds it in front. Panthers will get it and try and bank a pass up to Tkachuk. And they got some room. Here's Reinhardt through the zone. 3-on-2. Reinhardt with Schmidt and Tkachuk. Pass in front. Saved by Woll. Schmidt to the point. Rodriguez shoots it. And that one deflects wide. And I guess that was offsides. It did look a little bit on the line, but I guess it came out there a little bit, and they will call that one. Whew. Face off here now along the right side. Back down low into the Florida zone. It'll be an icing against the Leafs and some fighting there. Never mind, not a... I thought it was icing. Everybody stopped playing. Here's a 3-on-2 now for Florida. Through the zone, Sturm to Boquist. In front, and it stays back behind the net. Picked up by William Nylander. I thought it was icing. I'm an idiot. Here's Riley. Clears it into the zone. Racing for it now. Tavares in the corner. Banked off the boards. Florida will try and rush it. Toronto gets to it first. Regrouping now is McCabe. Tanev to McCabe. McCabe, a pass through the neutral zone, trying to bank it off the boards. And Lawton trying to clear it down low. Stolen back then, Mikkola. Mikkola around the right side, gains the blue line and dumps it down the other way. It's picked back up by Reinhardt. He'll throw it around back behind the net. Along the right side, Verhaeghe. Stolen back then and cleared by Toronto. Regrouping now on the right side. Puck slides up. Forsling banks it back down low. Verhaeghe trying to get control of it. And down low now, Lawton will fire it back into the boards. 1:30 left here in this second period. It's still 4-1 Toronto with a Chris Tanev goal in the second period. Through the neutral zone, it's Nyes trying to get control of that. It's intercepted by Anton Lundell. Pick in the 2019 draft. Verhaeghe now on the right side. Shoots it. He's a former pick of the Maple Leafs. At the point, Schmidt fires it just wide of the net. There's no Panther there, and the Leafs get to it. They'll try and bank it out. It's kept in. Marner battling now with Balinskis now in the corner. Battling now on the right side. Marner banks it down low. Ekman Larson feeds it up then and all the way down the other way. It'll be an icing against Toronto with exactly 1 minute of play remaining in the period.
In his career, he's become a much more physical player. 2 assists in the first period, 7 hits in Game 6 against Ottawa. He's got a couple in this Game 1 here, and that latest on Stern behind the Panthers net.
Face-off. One here by the Panthers. A shot goes down low in the corner. Along the right side, Kachuk feeds a pass over. Bennett to Mikkola with some room. Fires it, blocked by Tanev. With the most blocked shots in the NHL this year. Down low, behind the net, Bennett with the puck. Over then for Kachuk. Feeds it up to the point. Kulikov waits for options. He's tied up now down low. Finally, Nyes breaks it. It's kept in, though, by Florida. At the zone, Reinhardt a shot. Blocked in front there swiftly by Traffic. Picked up then by Marner, who banks it up and out of the zone. It'll go down and into the Maple Leafs, or the Panthers' end. 20 seconds left here in the period. Along the right side, Matthews feeds it up. Here they come the other way. Holmberg into the front. Saved by Bob. A huge hit there in front by, I think that was Kulikov. 10 seconds left now the other way. A rush for the Panthers. Kachuk will clear it in. And that'll pretty much do it for the second period. A goal from Chris Tanev in that middle frame makes it 4-1 Maple Leafs heading into the final period here. It's 4-1 Toronto. That being said, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. I'll be back for the start of the third period in about 18 minutes. And that being said, I am going to go use the bathroom. I will be right back.
Kulikov after a couple from Toronto. He's got the 4-1 lead in Game 1 and round 2. Get you to the studio, Steve, Mark, and PK, all you guys. Of course you are. What are you guys talking about? Oh, what's on the air? Hey, Mike, thanks very much. And it's up here from Force of Artist joined the Hey, what's up? He's already playing in that Toronto parade. How could you blame him? He's got the Young Street. Young Street. Look, here's the parade. Look where the parade is. Look, where's Chris Tanev? Look at Artist parade. It's got my second life. We playing the parade.
Fill up on all the good stuff at Subway. All your faves packed with tons of crispy veggies and fresh sliced meat. And now buy any footlong in the app for just $6.99. Great bread, great meat, great sauce, great deals. Get on it, people. Order now on the Subway app.
All right, I am back. One more period. Probably. We'll see if Toronto can hold on to this.
Disney chose T-Mobile to power real-time collaboration between remote production houses. T-Mobile fuels Tractor Supply stores nationwide with 5G internet. And innovates with TPA of America to elevate the game. Business goes further with T-Mobile for Business. I'm the richest guy in the world. I have time to do it. I have people I can count on. And a million stories to share. It seems to be rich.
Scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they can sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Naturally, we called our stuff the game like never before. Every snap, every play. We take you inside the huddle. On the sidelines, we don't keep balling into the helmets.
Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate if you are new here. Please do consider subscribing. All that good stuff. Like the stream so it helps the recognition for it. That'd be greatly appreciated. And I will be making one more. Be making one more commentary clip.
For you, it's more than a bank transaction. It's landing your first fundraiser. Or maybe it's payroll for your crew.
On the other way for the
Why
Leafs.
doesn't banking do more?
On the
What if it was cutting-edge software?
round on the right
That
side.
acted as a platform to
Sent
grow
it in
and
front.
The truth is banking can do more. That's why over 200,000 entrepreneurs
201 the other way for
because we bring
pass
all
up to
the ways
Riley.
we use money into a single
Then
product.
Nylander
that
throws
feels
pass up to
extraordinary
Riley.
you.
201 the other way for the Leafs.
can do
Riley
more.
with Tavares. A shot. He scores!
Welcome back to the Discover
Then
Second
Nylander
Animation
throws pass
Report.
up to Riley. 201 the other way for the Leafs. Riley with Tavares. A shot. He scores! Morgan Riley answers right back. And Toronto regains their 2-goal lead. Oh my God, it's mayhem inside Scotiabank Arena. Good Lord.
And they're doing it by layers. So they're not just running around, they're doing it with layers. So,
As Ardo Kyle hands him a stick.
just a quick point of why Toronto having success coming out of their zone and avoiding
Apparently Chris Pronger is joining the ESPN broadcast tomorrow. Sucks I won't be able to see it. What are the games on tomorrow? What are the games on? ESPN, nice. Oh, they're all on ESPN until Friday.
He finishes his hit. Here comes the puck. They're forced to dump it. That's how you avoid the Florida Panthers from getting in forecheck going, getting into rhythm. It's also about being connected. We talk about it on the defensive end for guys to be connected. Well, it's the same thing offensively. If you let teams come out of their zone, you're puck possession, like you said about Toronto. Don't give them, that's the Jack said, don't give them the opportunity to get their game going. So I think for Florida, that's been huge dividends to Toronto, not allowing them to come out of the zone with pace and full control to get their forecheck going. That's why the game's 4-1 in my opinion. By the way, that's too big a turkey. It is way too big of a turkey. So Toronto doing it with great defense, and they're getting the offensive defense too. They're taking advantage of a little bit of a sleepy Florida Panthers team, and Bobrovsky has not been himself today. The first goal was off the post.
Again, I appreciate.
Yeah, well, on this one here, a lost face-off. Again, fundamentals there. You got to win certain areas of the ice there. They're losing that. Florida losing the defensive zone face-off goes back to Hanev, who has been an amazing addition to the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's got all the experience. He's got all the compete in the world. The shutdown guy here gets a pretty good goal from the back end. But Toronto, it's been all Toronto in the first two periods. This is also a big difference from last year. Same 7 playoff games for the Leafs. This is their 7th playoff game. Last season, they had 1 goal from the defenseman. This season so far, they have 7 goals from the defenseman, including Hanev, and he was winning.
Chris, when you've got a goalie like Joseph Wall coming in cold, what goes through your mind as a defenseman?
We're confident in Joe. He's been amazing for us all year. He came in and he's been great for us.
What has been so key to the way you guys have been playing defensively tonight?
Just try to play hard, move the puck, and play as fast as we can.
Your goal, it was getting that goal tough. What caused that then?
Yeah, I don't know. I just tried to. I saw Niles going in that. I tried to throw it at his stick and bounced about 17 times.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, Emily, good job there. Thank you. The Toronto Maple Leafs and Florida Panthers are far, far away from the draft lottery. If you missed it earlier tonight, I grew up in Long Island, and My best buddy, Mike Rawson, is out there. My best buddy since fourth grade. He's fighting the good fight for a long time here. And Mike's really happy tonight because his New York Islanders...
Oh, you're reminding me of the draft lottery.
Happy too, though. Yeah. Guys, they had a 3.5% chance to win the draft lottery. Could not come at a better time for the New York Islanders. Yeah. They've been investing with the youth this season. Big time. The hockey gods smiling down on the Islanders, too. So, and all the Islander fans out there. Love you, Mike. This second intermission report is presented by Discover, the official credit card of the NHL.
I don't think they'll take that risk. Of course they take Discover. It's just that they have 99% of places. 99%? I didn't know that. It's stuck in the past, baby.
You're the one who owns 13 pairs of parachute pants?
Well, fashion is cyclical. They'll be back. Right? Hopefully.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide. Earn cash back at all of them.
That was a new car, huh?
Yep. Big L. Ellie?
Call for a big L, so now she's serving. Little girl?
I meant my car. That is a big loss.
Oh, you don't need an L, you need a W. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Just give State Farm a call. We'll get to work.
Excuse me, guys, the queen is already working here.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
What did you bring back from your last trip? A dumpling you'll never forget. Nature truly heals us. A bit of local.
All right, that's all done.
A soulmate.
Hope Wool will play like a brick of a wall. He has so far. He hasn't allowed one, so the optimism truly is there. What's up, Von Hook? How we doing?
Explore our entire world. Hotel Grand Central.
Thursdays are coming to the
Not getting the results you expect? Don't use AI trained on any old data when you can use AI trained on your data. AI built for business. IBM.
This is Roundup for lawns. This stuff works. This stuff kills weeds down to the root without killing your lawn. This stuff works on dandelions, crabgrass, clover. This stuff works for up to 3 months. This stuff works guaranteed or your money back. This stuff works on big lawns, small lawns.
Can't believe the Islanders won the draft lottery. Me neither. Me neither. I don't even want to talk about it.
This stuff works in Knoxville, Bronxville, Rockville, Marysville. This is Roundup for lawns. This stuff works.
Welcome to Visible, the ultimate wireless hack. It's one line, powered with unlimited data on Verizon 5G network for just $25 a month. Stream, scroll, browse, and connect with great unlimited hotspot from Cable. That's a top-tier network. Just on this list. But you already knew all that, didn't you? Visible, live in the know. You can watch it. They said if you wanted more than the other guy, it's yours. But out here, there's no such thing as wanting it more than the other guy.
Say hi.
Oh, yeah.
Feature me on TikTok.
Dream yourself. What do you think this guy was dreaming about? Or this guy? Or him? So forget every motivational post you've ever read and then go. Everyone is going to give the exact same thing. Everything. Welcome back to the Discover Second Intermission Report.
Scrolling on Twitter, depressed. Comets win, love that. Would have been rigged if the Penguins won it. Yeah, I would have cried. They're going to win it next year, and I'm going to commit suicide. About 5 minutes, 48 seconds here till the start of the third period. Mine's a little bit ahead this time around. Maybe the Flyers win the draft lottery next year. I hope so.
Starting with Matthews' line against Barkov. He wasn't trying to hide him, and you can see the matchup tonight there. Matthews is having his way in the first two periods of this series, but very few teams in this league have a player in the middle of the ice that can match up against Barkov's size, his skill, his offensive ability, but more importantly, his defensive side of the puck as well. And Matthews is turning into an unbelievable two-way hockey player that gives them Tom Maple Leaf the luxury to match up against Barkov. That's going to be a big matchup in this series. Well, there's no cut deals this time of the year. And, you know, good on Craig Berube. He's ready for this moment. He's been in the league long enough. Yeah, Barkov, yeah, he's got the pedigree. He's done it. But Austin Matthews is ready for this moment. He started exploration. There's no surprise. Good on Craig Berube from putting him in there and showing the confidence to put him in.
The mopped up area behind the Leafs bench during the second intermission where Anthony Stolarz would appear to be sick. So it looks like Stolarz might have gotten sixth.
We're looking for the Phantom of Youth. No! It's only a ledger. So you really think you're going to find a magic bullet? I haven't picked no rare lunar until you discover it. I bet they want what we want. Even though I didn't. I'm very curious to find out. Phantom of Youth. On Apple TV Plus. Rated PG-13.
Sarah Benzino.
All right, about 3 minutes left here until the final frame. Barring a crazy Florida comeback, I think we're pretty much done here, guys.
And I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
The new star of the season. Book your vacation today.
Big news! All you can eat wings and fries is back at Buffalo Wild Wings with boneless and traditional wings. And I'm gonna eat loads of them. Truckloads of traditional, boatloads of boneless. Throw truckloads of both because it's all you can eat and I don't have to stop.
In a world of rising prices, Nissan is lowering them on our two most popular SUVs, the Pathfinder and Rogue. From our U.S. factories to your driveway since 1983.
Look, Mom, tucked in or how?
Aim for the wedding photos. Out for the man photos.
Yeah.
No, it's like a person.
Oh, sure. Hey, honey, I'm dancing.
Go.
Okay. Grab the suitcases and bring your smoke guns. It's the Expedia family.
So it looks like Anthony Stolarz might have gotten a concussion from that. Just by looking at the overall clip and watching, it looks like he got sick. That might have been what happened. And then he got pulled and Joseph Wall was in there. So, yeah. All right, well, that being said, let's get ready for the start of the third period here. The final frame from Toronto, barring a late comeback here from the Florida Panthers, which is not impossible. But I guess we'll see. A little second period recap there for you guys. Goals came from just Chris Tanev in that middle frame, and it is 4-1 in favor of Toronto. All right, here we go. Start of the third period from Scotiabank Center in Toronto. As they take a look at some of the plays here, I thought Florida came out a lot more physical and came out running. And I thought Toronto kept playing more sound defense. But here's the problem. Anthony Stolar is not in there. It's a big issue. It's a big problem. All right, third period underway. Face-off one here down low. Leafs with the puck. McCabe now battling here on the right side down low. Tanev behind the net. Puck played up to the point. Jones shoots it. Saved by Stolars. And down low now Reinhart. Around the right side, Matthews. Stolen back. Barkov to the point. A shot deflected wide there and into the corner. Panthers are going to pressure hard here in this third period. They're going to pressure hard. Down low now in the zone, Nylander. Feeds it up then to the zone to Tavares. Tavares on the right side, brings it into the zone. Riley to Pacioretty. To Riley in front of backhand. Goes up and wide of the net. He nearly roofed it. Back now on the right side, Nylander will keep it in. Down low now, regrouping is Kulikov. Back then behind the net, Mikkola will bank it off the boards and out to center ice. And cleared back out now as the Leafs will get it right back in. Tavares intercepted. Leafs get it back. And Morgan Riley regroups. Clears it into the zone. Kulikov will get it down low, battling with Yarncrook. Played up then and cleared out. Dumped back in by Toronto. Shots are 17-13 in favor of the Leafs. Pass in front, intercepted. And here comes the Panthers. Through the zone now, Marchand brings it in. Tied up now down low, Lundell. Tipped in front, they score! E2 Losterainen. Off of a play in front, and Florida's within 2. And less than 2 minutes in to the first period, to this third period, Florida cuts the lead down to 2. So an update here from Stolars, he will not return. Joseph Wall is in goal. Hildeby will be the third string. So, again, not pretty there in terms of that. But Joseph Wall starts in net. He allows an early one there in the third period. And the Panthers are only 2 back here now of the lead. Face-off. Coming here now at center ice. Domi versus Sturm. A puck breaks free. Back then, Carlo banks it off the boards. Along the right side, Balinska's now battling in the corner with McMahon. McMahon in front for Domi. Riley a shot! And stopped there then again by Borowski. Played back now on the right side. Through the neutral zone, Carlo gets it and regroups. Through the zone, Riley. Trying to bank it down low. Domi clears it into the zone. Boquist also trying to back it out too. Domi now below the goal line. Max Domi now behind the net. Battling with Schmidt to McMahon. Throws it in front. And that one is blocked down low. Balinskis on the right side to Schmidt. Here come the Panthers. 4-on-3. Schmidt. 3-on-2 now. Schmidt to Sturm. Sturm shoots it. Blocked in front by a Maple Leaf and cleared again by Toronto out to the neutral zone. Panthers are down by 2. Jones dumps it down low into the zone around the right side. If we learned anything last night, no lead is safe. Puck in front, saved by Wool off of Barkov. Forsling thrown back down low for Hagee, battling for it now. Alongside Tanev, it's picked up and free by Matthews and up to Marner, who banks it off the zone. Racing now is Nyes. Matthew Nyes in front, tied up quickly, sends it in front. Marner can't tuck it in. Reinhart now down the right side. Barkov banks it through and all the way into the zone. Ekman Larson tied up now behind the net. Benoit battling for it. Reinhart throws it in front, and it's blocked there by Maple Leaf. Still in the corner for Hagee. Picked up then by Nyes, who backhands it up and out of the zone. And that'll be an icing against Toronto.
Anthony Stolar is not returning to tonight's game. He's still under evaluation. I was told he was bent over the bench and puking before he left. I did speak to Craig Berube between periods. Really liked the way the team is defending, but said we spent way too much in our own time, in our own zone that period. Did not do a good job leaving the zone and quote getting back to work.
Face off here now inside the Toronto end. It's one down low behind the net by Florida. And they can't even keep it in. It'll slide all the way back down and picked up by Kulikov. The Panthers need a goal. They need two at that. Through the neutral zone. Here they move in down the right side. Drop back. Kachuk, a shot saved by Woll on the right side. Carlo picks it up. Bennett will try and keep it in, but it's cleared out to the neutral zone. Bennett picks it up. Feeds it over then to Kulikov on the right side. Panthers move it through the zone. Bennett stolen back then quickly by the Leafs. Threw it into the neutral zone on the right side and dumped back down low into the Florida end. Panthers still regrouping now behind the net. With control is Schmidt. Nate Schmidt moves it through the zone. Sends a pass up and all the way in and directed back behind the net. And picked up again by Florida. Lundell on the right side. Shoots it off the back of the net. I thought that went in for a second. Down low now. Marchand feeds it up to the point. Schmidt waits. Over. A shot. He scores! Olvis Balinskis. The defensemen are scoring them tonight. And Florida is within one. This game is not over yet, folks. It is not over yet. And what a feed there from Nate Schmidt. Marchand kicks that one up to the point. Schmidt plays it over, a fake pass on the slap shot. And Balinskis fires that one in. And Florida is down by one with 15:30 to go. And Toronto's going to take a timeout. And Berube telling his team to shake it off, knock it off, and come back here running. Still have plenty of time here to flip the script, is what he's saying. Probably. So that's his first career playoff goal. He's had 5 goals in the regular season. A young defenseman who has been most of the time So this is far from over. This is far from over. Along the right side now, Tanev clears it through the neutral zone. Back now down low on the right side. Reinhart tries clearing it. Back to Forsling. Forsling banks it off the boards. Up then, Panthers move in. Reinhart shoots it. Blocked by Woll. Behind the net, played in front. And that one's denied there. Kept in by the Panthers. A shot deflects and goes up and out of play. So, Game 1 of Carolina-Washington and Game 1 of Edmonton versus Vegas is also tomorrow at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. We will be live for Game 1 of Edmonton-Vegas, and then we are off on Thursday and back for Games 3 and 4. Or back for Games 3 of Toronto versus Florida. Or sorry, we're back for Games 2 of Vegas-Carolina, or Vegas-Edmonton, and Washington-Carolina on Thursday too. So plenty of action coming. I don't think we're going to get to the Jets-Star series till later, but, you know. And a penalty coming up here. And it'll be against the Panthers. And it'll be Sam Bennett who will go to the box for hooking. And Toronto gets a chance to kind of switch momentum the other way. Yeah, goals have been scored in bunches, I agree. So the Maple Leafs will get a chance to get a goal here, put their lead back up by 2 because Florida has answered back. And you know if you let them back in, they can beat you. So it's actually pretty integral they score on this power play. Otherwise, I'm not so sure about their odds if we're being completely blunt. Face off. Matthews wins the draw, but the point Tavares to Marner, shoots it way high above the net, and that one goes up and into the safety netting and out of play. Thank you all for tuning in. If you are new here, please be sure to like the stream if it helps the recognition, and please do consider subscribing. If not, enjoy the broadcast. That's all that matters to me, to be honest with you. It'll be Tavares versus Sturm. Face-off won by the Leafs. Matthews up at the point to Nylander. Nylander will throw it back down low in the corner. Forsling battling now, and it's cleared by Seth Jones. Marner moving it now down the other way. As the Leafs regroup now down low, Nyes drops it back. Matthews regroups in their own end. Florida not giving Toronto much of anything. Here's Nylander with 2 tonight to Nyes. Nyes waits, throws it back down low behind the net. And back for Nyes the other way up to the point. Marner to Nylander. To Marner. Marner to Nylander. Nylander moves in. Waits to Tavares. To Nylander. To Marner. To Nylander. To Matthews up at the point. To Marner at the right circle. Tavares down low. Shoots it. Saved by Bob. And the Panthers will get it. And try and bank it out. It's kept in. And by Matthews with the puck. I thought it was on the goal line for a second. Nylander. Down low directed. Just down wide. Marner now on the right side. To Matthews at the point. Matthews moves in. Shoots it. Just wide. Tries throwing it in front. It's in Jones' feet. And Tavares gets it back down low. Marner on the right side. Nyes. Feeds it. Tavares to Nylander in front. Waits. And gives it back for Marner. 30 seconds left on the PK. Marner circling around, looks for options. To Nylander. Moves in. Down low, Nyes. And tied up there quickly. Feeds it in front. And broken up there, and the Panthers will clear. Good on Florida for keeping Toronto out, essentially. Not getting any shots in that sequence. About 5 seconds to go on the Maple Leafs power play. It looks like the Florida Panthers will kill this one off. Domi into the zone now. Pacioretty. Pacioretty behind the net. Kulikov picks it up. Banks it off the boards. Bennett. And Florida now has control. Here they come the other way into the zone. Mikkola on the right side. Over to Reinhart. In front, Bennett. Moves in. Save. Rebound. And denied there by Woll. Back up to the point. Mikkola's shot. Deflected and wide down low. Ekman Larson around the right side. Tied up by multiple Florida Panthers. To Mikkola. Shot tipped. And wide of the net. Oh, man. They're getting shots on goal like crazy here in this third period. Down low now in the corner. Bennett battling forward with Ekman Larson. To the right side, McMahon. Poke check down low. In front, Barkov. For Reinhart. Still fighting now. Reinhart on the right side. Looks for options. You got 2 centers out there. Barkov in front. Shoots it. Saved by Stolarz. Rebound. Kick to the corner. And the Leafs finally will get it out. Pacioretty will backhand to the neutral zone and dump it down the other way. Florida is heavily pressuring Toronto. Shots are 20-20 apiece. They have had more offensive zone time than the Leafs had in this whole game. Down low now, Woll plays it around. Marchand looks for options, fires it, blocked in front. Schmidt at the point, shoots it, and it goes wide as well. Down low, Marchand gets it back, looks, waits, fires! Glove save by Joseph Woll again. And the Panthers continue their heavy pressure. Balinskis and Luosterainen with 2. And it's 4-3 as Florida continues their heavy pressure. Woof! Back and forth action. The Panthers are looking to tie this one up. It seems they have awoken. What's up, James? Good evening. All right, back here from the commercial break. Florida with 2 goals in the third period. Suddenly it's 4-3 in favor of Toronto. It's not over yet, so Toronto can still win this, but it's also not over yet, meaning that Toronto can still blow this. And they're getting plenty of opportunities. 11:36 left here in the third period. Panthers have had no 3-goal comebacks in the third period in their playoff history, so that'd be doing a first here tonight. Face-off now down low. Lundell battling for it. Won by the Panthers. Lostrana trying to throw it in front. Rebound is kicked to the other side. And stolen back by Nylander. Here they come. Nylander with Pacioretty. Into the zone. Drops it back. Riley in front. And Pacioretty can't get the pass. Back down low. Leads with momentum. Riley a shot. Deflected down low. Pacioretty in front. It's blocked. And down low in the corner. Tavares. Now back behind the net. Looks for options. Will slide it up and circle around. Down low. Huge hit there in front by Pacioretty and Samoskevich. And cleared back up to the point. Leafs keep it in. Riley on the right side. Throws it down low behind it to Tavares. It's kicked back in front. Kept in by the Leafs. Marner banks it down low. Saved by Bob on the right side. And cleared back up then for the Panthers. Lundell trying to clear it. Marner. Down low, Lundell gets it right back. Stolen back. Matthews moves in, shoots it, and a save by Bob. Played back on the right side. This is pure cinema right here in Game 1 of Round 2. Leafs had a 4-1 lead. It's suddenly 4-3 with 10 minutes to go. Down now on the right side, Barkov with it. Here in the corner, banks it up through the boards. It's tipped as it goes in, and Ekman-Larsson gets it back now behind the net along to the right side. Barkov waits for options, drops it back. Reinhart through the zone, dumps it in, and that one goes up and out of play. Now, remember what I said earlier. There have been no 3-goal comebacks from Florida in franchise history in the playoffs. There have been no multi-goal comebacks from Dallas just 2 nights ago in the regular season or playoffs this past year. So just a reminder that those records, anything can happen. Face-off. One now to the right side. Kick back down low by Mikkola. Down low now McCabe on the right side. Back down low for Tanev, who throws it around. Maple Leafs will get that one out. It slides all the way down the other way. Not good enough for an icing. Kulikov now behind the net. Shots are 23-21. We get a whistle here, and it's against somebody. And it's a Tampa Bay Toronto power play coming up as Florida takes another penalty. Yeah, not great. Not great there whatsoever. Florida's kill's been really good tonight, but you shouldn't keep giving this Maple Leafs power play opportunities if you really do want to come back in this game. So, not good on the Maple Leafs, or not good on the Panthers there for trying to get something going, but you know. All right, thank you all, folks, for tuning in. I appreciate it. We got one more stream tomorrow. We got an off day on Wednesday and then 2 on Thursday, and then I'm not sure about our schedule the rest of the weekend. Probably not a whole lot of games, if we're being honest, just because I'm busy on the 10th.
what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
The UFL is the spring football league. The atmosphere. There's a buzz right now in this building. The intensity.
All right.
For every football fan.
What's up, Jack? Wish that Leaf fans would shut up when they said this is our year. I don't know. We'll see. Another overtime game possibly tonight, so we are in for a heater. We'll see. It's not over yet. It's still 4-3. I'm not calling overtime or anything here yet until Florida actually ties it. And yeah, Toronto with a power play now coming up. Face-off, won by the Leafs. Marner to Nylander, a shot deflected just wide into the corner. Marner back with it on the right side. Back up then through the zone. Panthers get it out. They'll bank it all the way down. What a kill there is. Sam Bennett nearly got into the Toronto bench. That would have been funny. Down the right side, Riley drops it back for Nylander. Nylander through center ice to Matthews. Matthews banks it back down low. Nylander throws it around behind the net to Marner. To Nylander. Nylander trying to throw it back in front. Marner up to Tavares. Matthews! He had room. Riley. Tavares a drive. Blocked in front. Panthers clear. Oh, my Lord. Matthews had plenty of room in front on that one, but couldn't get a clear chance on that puck. He had Bob beat. Here's Marner. Drops it back to Tavares. Through the neutral zone. Tavares breaks it into Matthews, and we get a whistle for offsides. Already halfway through the Toronto advantage now. Face off. Outside the Florida zone, won by the Leafs. Ekman-Larsson to Riley. They get their second unit out there on the ice. Riley to Domi. Here's Domi through the zone to McMahon. He's hit by Kulikov. It's dropped back then for Riley. At the point to Domi. Domi shoots it. Saved by Bob with Nyes in front. Whew. Face off again, coming here inside of the Florida end. Sturm versus Tavares. It's won by Toronto. Marner. Marner looking for options. It's kept in, and Jones nearly had a breakaway. Nylander moves into the zone behind the net. Has some room. Puck in front. Saved by Bob with John Tavares on the ground. And that was a difficult one there for him, but he did capitalize and get it. Whew. Good Lord. Toronto still in the power play now for about 30 more seconds. Shots are 26-21 as the Leafs are getting pressure here. Marner down low in the corner with some room in front of Tavares. Matthews to Nylander. Directed and down low. You know if Toronto gets another goal, this one's done. Lundell clears that one finally. 15 seconds left. They'll try and get one last push with 10 to go. Riley through the zone. Moves it in. Intercepted by Florida. That'll do it for the power play. Riley shoots it. Blocked in front quickly. And we're back to even strength. Down low, Barkov. Back in the corner now, Schmidt. Slides out in front. And down low, Bob kicks that one into the corner. Schmidt on the right side. To Barkov. To Reinhart. Reinhart feeds it up Verhaeghe and stolen back then quickly down low by Tanev on the right side. Florida finally with time in their offensive zone On the right side, McCabe sends it up through and all the way back into the Panthers' end. Here's Bob. Down low now for Forsling as he waits. With 7 minutes to go here in the third period. Through the right side, picked up then by the Leafs in their own zone. Ekman-Larsson battling with Bennett. Rodriguez joins the fight with Benoit as well. Puck still in the corner. 7 minutes to go. Played up to the point. Balinskis tries to keep it in. Stolen back then by Toronto. Here they come. McMahon with Domi. To Domi. Saved by Bobrovsky. Robbery. And he keeps his team's game alive. Good Lord. He looked pretty rough in the first period, but I think that might have been just Florida playing bad. What a save by Bobrovsky on Max Domi. Face off now inside the Panthers' end. It's Tavares versus Lundell. Still in the Panthers' zone. Florida needs one more in the next 6.5 minutes. Down low behind the net now with the puck. Banked off the boards. Marchand through the Jones. Jones into the neutral zone. Shoots it just wide. And back down low in the corner, Riley with it and cleared all the way down by Toronto. Will that be an icing? Yes, it will. Yes, Bob with an amazing save. Good Lord, that was pretty awesome. Yeah, so Stolarz vomited on the bench. That's what happened. And they obviously went to go clean it up. Stolarz was sick, probably from the play on Sam Bennett. Gave him a concussion, most likely than not. So not good news there whatsoever for the Toronto Maple Leafs here. Face-off won by Toronto on the right side. It's cleared out to the neutral zone. Racing forward is Nylander. Nylander, Albert Bobrovsky who plays it and quickly intercepted there by Reinhart. Here's Reinhart down the other way through the neutral zone for Hagee. Fake the dump in on the right side. Bargain to Reinhart. He can't finish and tripped down low as McCabe nearly took out. Oh my God, here's Nyes. Nyes, 1-0. He's in. He scores! Matthew Nyes. It's 5-3 Maple Leafs with 6 minutes to go on the clock. What back and forth action. Unbelievable. Matthew Nyes with a 1-0 breakaway goal. After Reinhart fumbled the pass from Barkov, and Nyes rushes it down the other way. He beats the Panthers on a line change, and Toronto regains their 2-goal lead. And that might have just sealed away the game here for Toronto. It's 5-3. The Panthers started their comeback. Face off here now at center ice. Bank down low into the Panthers zone. Jones now behind the net. We'll wait for it with Florida. Shots are 28-21. That's his 4th playoff goal this year. His 2nd on the team in that ranking. Back down low in the corner. Joseph Woll gets knocked into the net by Rodriguez and nobody seemed to notice. Actually, I don't know what happened. I shouldn't say that. And we'll go to commercial break here. 5:39 remaining in this third period. Matthew Nyes with the go-ahead answering goal, and it's 5-3 in favor of the Maple Leafs with less than 6 minutes left. That's likely the dagger.
full of chicken plates. Taco place do good nuggets? Are we not allowed to do both?
What do you mean?
You think it's cool to do both, right? Why are you looking at me like that?
Are they okay? I don't think so.
We're totally a taco place. That's a chicken place. That's also a taco place.
Hi, you might know me from my other job, but I'm a business owner too. Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the Capital One Venture X business card with no preset spending limit or purchasing power of gas.
Games sure have been great so far this year. 100%. It's been a terrific season. Terrific playoffs, terrific round. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it here. I know there's a lot of other streams you could be going to, I'm sure. But I appreciate you popping in here for this one.
Very mature.
Hey, that's my nephew too.
Hey, I'm not the one acting like a total baby.
She's two.
Only paid for what you need. Hello, I'm Scott Van Pelt. We will have Sports Center when this one's done. Full highlights. We'll hear from the star of the game. Shocker in the NBA. The Knicks go into Boston and grab a victory. The action on that one. Stanford Steve is here, which means we have some bad beats as well. All that and much more on Sports Center. About 5.5 away from a happy night in Toronto. Mike, Ray, Emily, back to you.
Face off here in the Toronto zone. 5:39 left. Jones at the point to the right side. A shot directed in front. And down low now, Reinhardt to the point, a shot. And that one goes into the corner. A shot from Jones goes directly wide as well. Look out for Bobrovsky. They may try and pull him here in a moment. Down low now behind the net. Barkov tied up by McCabe. Reinhardt now in the corner. Verhaeghe, puck slides out. Matthews then to Marner, who tries to clear it the other way, and it's banked all the way down to the right side. And that will be an icing against the Panthers. Look out for Bob. They might try and pull him here.
We spoke about how the Panthers don't have 5 guys on the ice. There's just 4. Schmidt thinks he's got help behind him. Oh, there comes Belinsky. So the communication about...
So that goal from the Matthews play was just poor communication. Nyes didn't even think that... Or not Nyes. Schmidt thought there was 5 people out there. Belinsky thought he had backup, but nope. Around the right side, Tanev banks the puck out through the neutral zone. Kulikov now will take it back and regroup in the Panthers' end. Kulikov sends a pass up then for Rodriguez. Rodriguez breaks it into the zone. Backhands it down low. It's poke checked away then by Carlo on the right side. Brandon Carlo banks it off the boards now down low and out into the Panthers' end. Mikkola on the right side then for Jones. Through the zone now, Bennett. In the other way, it's Mikkola. Drops it back. Rodriguez tied up then quickly and cleared out by Toronto. 4:20 left here in the third period. Toronto just that far away from a win. Puck slides in on Stolarz. Riley will clear it all the way out of the zone and down on Bobrovsky. And he'll just cover that one up as Lawn's right there in front of him. And the whistle's blown. Shots are now 29-22 in favor of Toronto as Scott Lawn's out there talking to Ulvis Balinskis, of course. Scott Lawn acquired by the Toronto Maple Leafs from the Philadelphia Flyers. They gave him Nikita Gurbankin and a first-round pick. Gurbankin last night scored the game-winning goal for the Phantoms as they are up 2-1 against the Hershey Bears in the AHL playoffs. So it looks like that trade is a win-win for both teams. Here's Balinskis behind the net. Feeds a pass up to center ice. Lindell can't keep it. It slides all the way in Toronto's zone. It'll be an icing against the Panthers this time. 2 games tomorrow. Vegas and Edmonton, and then Washington and Carolina. And then we're back on Wednesday. Winnipeg and Dallas. That game 1 is there as well. And then Toronto, Florida. Game 2 is there too. Face-off coming here now inside of the Florida zone. It's won then by the Leafs. Matthews now down low, drops it back. Nyes battling with Belinskas on the right side. Schmidt tries to throw it in front. Kachuk to Rodriguez, banks it back down low into the zone. Taken back then by Tanev. Chris Tanev on the right side. Down low then McCabe to Tanev. On the right side, backhands it down low through the neutral zone and back into the Florida end. Bobrovsky will pick it up. 3:40 left here in the third. Around the right side, feeds it up to the neutral zone. Into the zone, Lostrandin, a shot saved by Woll. Puck's played down low into the corner. Marchand gets it back to the point to Kulikov, a shot, and it goes wide. Down low now, Marchand feeds it up to the point. They swap positions. A shot tipped in front, saved by Woll once again, and the Leafs will clear. Kulikov with 3 minutes to go. Bobrovsky's looking at the bench. Kulikov through the zone. Will clear it in. Down now on the right side, Tanev. Backhands it now behind the net, McCabe. To the right side, it goes all the way back out of the zone and down the other way. No icing. Bobrovsky then plays it back for Jones. On the right side, Seth Jones. They break it through the zone. Through the zone, Bobrovsky goes net for Hagee. A shot saved there by Joseph Woll. It's picked up by Nyes. Nyes looks. He'll backhand it down low into the zone and just resort to getting a line change off. Reinhart through the zone. Toronto has their goalie pulled. Florida has their goalie pulled. A shot and a save there by Woll. Down low now behind the net. Kachuk picks up the puck on the right side. Moves it in. Puck in front. Tipped by Carlo. A shot from the point. Fanned on it and kept in by Florida. Back then and cleared out of the zone by McMahon. And back for Reinhart. 2 minutes left. Reinhart clears it down low on the right side. If there's anything we learned from last night, no lead is safe. Jones to Reinhart. Shoots it. Deflected just wide. Down low now for Hagee. Behind the net, Kachuk trying to get to it. Down low, Barkov battling for it. Bennett shoots it. He scores! Sam Bennett with less than 2 to go. It's 5-4. And suddenly, things just got very interesting. Now, again, as I said, last night, St. Louis up 2-0 in round one, and they end up blowing that to Winnipeg with less than 2 minutes left. Nothing is impossible here. So all they need is one more goal, one more shot, one more play, and we're tied here. It's not over yet. Less than 2 minutes to go. They'll add more time to the clock. I'm assuming Florida will take a timeout here momentarily. That's Bennett's 4th goal of these playoffs. It's the most on the team this year so far. It's been an absolutely insane third period of action here. We got less than 2 minutes to go. Show off the replay. Carlo tries to clear Tavares. It bounces out in front. Reinhart just shoots a fumbled shot. And through Joseph Woll just above the net. And it deflects off of Carlo's stick. Not ideal there whatsoever. And as a result, Toronto pays for it. They're only up by 1 now. It's not impossible. 1:55. Let's see if Florida can do it. They got Nyes, Matthews, McCabe, Tanev, and I would assume Marner on the other end. The last 2 days have been multi-goal comebacks. Let's see if this is the third in a row. McCabe to the right side, banks it off the boards now, back down low. Bobrovsky's back in the net. They're going to play it safe. Bob now behind that to Barkov. Around the right side. Here comes Florida. Reinhart kicks it back to Jones. Jones will peel back and wait as Toronto gives him pressure. We'll see how long they take to get into the zone. Here they come the other way. Through is Bennett. Bennett into the zone, waits, feeds it up to the point. Bob goes to the net, and here we go. Reinhart shoots it back down low. Barkov shoots it, saved by Woll. He covers. Shots are 29-27. As there have been no shots for Toronto since their Matthew Nyes goal. Let's go Florida Panthers. Please win playoff hockey tomorrow. It's my birthday. Oh, that's awesome. Happy birthday, Ashley. Face-off now in the Toronto end. Shots are 29-28 in favor of the Leafs. A minute 20. It's one down low by the Leafs. Florida gets control. Tkachuk, a shot blocked as it goes around to the point. Reinhart down low to Bennett. Bennett waits. Tkachuk on the right side. Banked up then. Marner clears. Will it go? No, it won't. Not enough for an icing. Last minute of play in regulation. Here's Reinhart. Through the zone. Banks it off. Intercepted. Matthews shoots wide of the empty net. 50 seconds to go now. Reinhart through the neutral zone. It's banked in by Tkachuk. Bennett will race for it now. Tanev hit by Bennett down low. Marner to Matthews. They try banking out. It's kept in. Tkachuk a shot. Blocked in front. Leafs clear. It's out to center ice. 35 seconds to go. Jones with the puck. Banks it to the right side. Clears it down low. Benoit battling now in the corner. He tries tying it up. 20 seconds to go. Toronto tries to clear. It's kept in. Jones shoots it. Blocked in front. They try and clear again. It's kept in. Jones to the right side. 15 left. Verhaeghe shoots it. Saved by Wall. Maple Leafs get it. Matthews clears it the other way. It's not enough. Verhaeghe feeds it over and in. And 4 seconds left, and Toronto will take game one of round two. It wasn't easy, but they got it done. Final score, Toronto 5, Florida 4. As I spit all over my room. So Toronto, they flipped the script from 2 years ago when these two teams played. Florida took game one back then. Toronto takes game one now. And it turned into absolute mayhem there at the end, but the Leafs held on. They get the win in Scotiabank Arena. And game two will be back on Wednesday. And we'll see if the Leafs can keep it on going or will the Panthers tie it up. We'll find out. That being said, that is it for me. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Wow, that was pretty stressful there at the end. But regardless, that's it for me. We'll be back tomorrow with Vegas and Oilers. Yeah, Florida definitely played terrible. I think overall, if they can come back on Wednesday and play a more structured game at the beginning, they can take game two. But Toronto with a 1-0 lead here at the end of this one. That's the first time since I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to think here, since the Eastern Conference Finals that Florida has gone down in a series. So Toronto with the game one win. It wasn't easy, but they got it done. That being said, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. 9 goals in this first game. Let's see what game two has to hold. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you guys